Hello, welcome back to my channel. And today we are working on the the Polly Pocket pop culture series. I have 4 Polly Pocket dolls that I'm going to be customizing. Now, 2 of them are actually Polly Pockets, and I've removed their hair, and there was like a hole in it, so I put Model Magic to fill in, and so it's already dry. And then these 2 dolls are actually Dollar Tree dolls. So they're similar to Polly Pocket, so I would say knockoff Polly Pocket dolls. And they also, I've removed their heads or their hair and put in Model Magic on in the hole. So each of these characters are going to be for Beetlejuice the animation series, specifically the episode Spooky Boo-tique episode. Um, when I was growing up, I watched the 1980s movie Tim Burton, loved it. Then there was a Saturday morning cartoon, the Beetlejuice animate series that was on for like 4 years, and I really liked that show. So one of my favorite shows was an episode where Lydia opens up a boutique to show her spooky fashion, and Beetlejuice, of course, trying to help, ends up hypnotizing everyone in the town to come shop at Lydia's shop. So there's going to be a two-parter. Um, this month is going to be focused on the dolls, and next month is going to be focused on the shop. So just to show you um, the which doll I'm doing, this is going to be my Lydia Deetz doll. This one is going to be Beetlejuice. And then, let's see, I'm trying to pull up a picture of the different characters so you have a better idea. And then I think this one is Bertha, who is actually pretty short. So I'm going to be altering the height and arms and legs on this doll. And then this one is going to be Bethany. So here is a picture. So in this episode, Lydia has really hot pink spiky hair with a long black dress. She has like purple gloves on and a belt that's like light pink and purple with a skull. And then Prudence has like a long purple dress with an octopus hat. And then Bertha has her hairstyle kind of like the Bride of Frankenstein, and she has skull earrings on, and um, just a t-shirt and kind of looks like leggings. You can't tell here. And then Beetlejuice is like the salesman. So he has his traditional black and white pants on, but then he has a red and stripe like long sleeve jacket. And I think here, it doesn't really show here, but I think he has a bat tie on, and then he has like a mustache on, and then like a hat on. So I'm going to be creating all of this as close as I can to the original. So the first doll I'm going to work on is Lydia. So these guys are going to go away for a minute. And I also have these little wooden circles because I'm going to have them glued on so that they can stand by themselves. So the first thing I got here is the Model Magic. And this one is actually a biscuit color. I ran out of my white. The first thing I'm going to do is take off all the makeup. So I have 100% acetone that I'm going to take to clean everything off the face. Now let me get, so I'll just get like, if you have a cotton ball would be better. I forgot to grab that, so I'm just going to do it with my paper towel I have here. And I'm just going to put that over her face so it's blank. It's coming right off. And also what I'm going to do, we'll take a small break here. Both characters, both of her best friends, and Prudence, well, they're not best in the show. I'm sorry, let me correct that. In the cartoon series, Beetlejuice is Lydia's best friend, and these two girls, Bertha and Prudence, are her friends at school. So they have a normal skin tone, but Lydia's skin tone is very pale, like very, like almost white, and Beetlejuice has a lavender color. So what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and spray paint these two bodies completely white, and these will stay as is. And then afterwards we can start working on the hair and Model Magic for their clothes. So it's going to be a lot of layering on with the clay that I'll show you. But right now we're going to paint, and I'll be back. So I'm going to use Model Magic to make her dress and then her hair. So those are the two things. I'm just trying to pull up the picture really quick. Okay. So yeah, as you can see here, Lydia's got hot pink spiky hair, and she's wearing her hair down, and she's got like a black like tank top dress and her purple gloves on with a belt that has, you know, a skull, and it's, you know, really cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that. So I'm gonna work on her dress. So she's gonna be, like I said, I wanted to be these dolls to be self-standing. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the little circle on so it'll be self-standing, and use my super glue. Okay, so I did a pretty good dollop. You're not gonna see her feet. I'm probably gonna pull out, I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the baking soda because that helps it to stick. And I'm gonna go ahead and get put the baking soda on top so that it will stay, hopefully. So yeah, there it goes. It just stood by itself, which is what I want. I have to let that dry for a minute. And I have a pattern that I made to try to make it a little bit easier for the Lydia dress to put on, instead of just kind of, so I'm going to move the doll over so it has a chance to have time for the super glue to, you know, take hold. dress. And this is going to be black. So now that I've let it set for a minute. Looks like it's pretty well on there. I'm just going to lay the dress, and it's going to go up and over, under her arms, because that's the way I've have it. Ooh, looks like it's stuck. Yeah, I probably should have started with her arms, like, out. And I'll just kind of roll it to where it closes. And I want to make sure I connect the top, and I have my sculpting tool here to connect the two pieces at the top so that it connects. I'm just kind of moving that like so, but that's like a really tight area there, so sculpting tool would be helpful, or maybe even the end of a like a paintbrush if you don't have sculpting tools yet. But I wanted to make sure that the arms move, so as you can see, the arms still move. I still want that to move, and I'm just keep working the clay till it is where I want it to be, and it still moves. And I'm noticing that there's still space right here, so I just want to flipped it over, and I'm cutting, because the dress just goes all the way to the end, so like so, and I want to taper the dress down. Okay, so I got it. If you see any spots like where it might be breaking, just add a little bit of water to make sure that it's and it's standing perfectly. And I'm doing the end because like in the show it like tapers off and has like this little kind of train going. So I just want to just do it just like that. So for her hair, as you can see, she's got pink, hot pink spiky hair. So I'm going to, actually I think I'm going to do the belt next. For her gloves, I'm just going to paint them like the purple color. So for the belt, I'm going to go ahead and put Lydia just right there. Just kind of at her waist section. So I'm gonna put that like so, and then have that fold over and have the two of these meet like that. So, and then I want them to be kind of even, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut so they're the same, and I'll just lay it down by her side like that. And then here she has like a skull, so, but right now that's her belt. And let's see, I'm not sure if I'm going to, how I'm going to do her. Let me see. Okay, so I got her belt on. I'm going to go ahead and lay her down, and I'm going to see about the clay that I have left over and see if I could just make a little skull. So I think what I'm going to do is use the end of a toothpick to kind of draw out a tiny skull. So I got the end of this, and it doesn't need to be very big. So I'm going to go ahead and draw out a tiny skull. Okay. Still very, very tiny that I don't even know if you could even see what I did. So right now I'm cutting out a very tiny skull based on what I've seen in the image. All right, so it got a bit fussy, so I'm trying to reshape some things here. Got like a tiny skull head. Because in the picture, it's just a tiny skull head with two little eyes. So on her dress, it just goes right here, and I can push it flat. Let me get my sculpting tool to push in the bottom, and that will be her little skull. So, and now with the rest of the clay I got, I want okay, so I'm back. I did a lot of prepping. I got her spikes on and her headband. I did have to add some more support to her stand. When I cut it out, I added some modeling plate paste along the side of the cardboard because the corrugation was showing, so I wanted to get rid of that. I did and smooth it over. I did add a layer of wood glue all over her hair to make it a smooth surface. So this is where she's at. I also added oh, here it is, clear gesso to her face like I've done with previous dolls, and this gives it a texture to the surface so that I can draw on it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and paint everything first. Okay, so we're back. I have painted her dress twice in black, and I have painted the skull, and there's paint over, but I'm going to be painting the belt part pink and purple. Um, so it looks like it's dry. I'm going to put her arms back up, and I have a bright pink, and I have a purple. This is a lavender purple and a pink. So this is a bright pink. So I'm going to go ahead and start painting her belt. Blech. Here's where we are with the Lydia doll. So I've painted her dress twice. I've painted everything twice. Her hair, the belt, I did the pink and purple, and then I painted her gloves on. So for her gloves, I painted them a very ultra deep blue mixed with purple until I got this bluish purple color that's like in the series. And I got the skull there. So what's left is her black headband and her face and putting in the eyes for the skull. So Okay, so I'm back for the final look and finish. So I ended up adding clay to her eyes where they would bulge out because I thought it just on my Lydia doll, her eyes bulge out, and I noticed the character's eyes bulge out. And I thought it would just give just that extra, just that little extra that um, that her eyes needed. I also painted her hair. I added a coat of neon pink to her hair. But when I tried to film it, it was like the fluorescent paint was so bright. It was like, I don't know, startling to the eyes. So I'm just showing it in this final finish. Also, I realized halfway through making this that I was going to have many. Let me go ahead and put her down. I was going to have many parts more. Like, I'm going to be, if I can make two dolls at a time, great. If not, or if it's one at a time. So, this series, this particular one of Lydia Deetz and the Spooky Boutique is going to be its own project and its own playlist and series and everything because there's so much involved. So, um, I hope that you enjoyed my video, and if you liked it, please subscribe, like, and comment and share. And I will see you in the next doll making video. Bye.